Imagine a Hollywood where the stars you know and love didn't just grace the silver screen, but also battled demons so dark they could rival any movie villain. What if I told you that some of the most iconic faces in film history had lives that were more tragic than the roles they played? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the untold stories of Golden Age Hollywood actors and actresses who drank themselves to death, cut short by their own vices. You won't believe how their dazzling careers turned into real-life horror stories. Jean Seberg, the American in Paris, lost but never forgotten. A symbol of the French New Wave cinema, she was an American actress who found fame across the Atlantic. Born on November 13, 1938, in Marshalltown, Iowa, she was catapulted to international stardom with her role in Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless, 1960. Her pixie haircut and gamine beauty became iconic, influencing fashion and film for years to come. However, her life was far from the glamour it seemed. She became involved in political activism, supporting civil rights and anti-war movements, which drew the attention of the FBI. The agency's surveillance and harassment took a severe emotional toll on her, leading her to seek solace in alcohol. Her drinking became a way to cope with the constant stress and anxiety, affecting her career and personal relationships. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, she faced a series of personal tragedies, including a stillbirth, which was widely publicized due to the FBI's smear campaign against her. Her mental health deteriorated, and her reliance on alcohol became more pronounced. On September 8, 1979, she was found dead in her car in Paris. But many believe that her years of alcohol abuse and the emotional trauma inflicted by the FBI's harassment played a significant role in her tragic end at the age of 40. Carol Landis, the blonde bombshell's descent into darkness. A stunning beauty with a vivacious personality, she was dubbed the Ping Girl and the Chest of the Future for her voluptuous figure. Born Frances Lillian Mary Ridsty on January 1, 1919, in Fairchild, Wisconsin, she changed her name to Carol Landis to reinvent herself for Hollywood. She gained fame for her role in 1 Million BC, 1940, where her scantily clad appearance made her an instant sex symbol. Despite her on-screen allure, her personal life was marred by failed marriages and tumultuous love affairs, including a highly publicized relationship with actor Rex Harrison. The constant media attention and the pressure to maintain her image led her to seek escape in alcohol. Her drinking escalated over time, affecting her ability to land quality roles and further straining her personal relationships. By the late 1940s, her career had stalled, and she found herself relegated to B-movies. Her emotional state worsened, exacerbated by her heavy drinking and a series of personal setbacks, including her failing relationship with Harrison. On July 5, 1948, she was found dead in her home in Beverly Hills. While alcohol was not the direct cause, her years of alcohol abuse had contributed to her emotional instability, culminating in her tragic death at the age of 29. Dorothy Dandridge, the barrier-breaking beauty with a broken heart. A groundbreaking African-American actress and singer, she was the first black woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Carmen Jones, 1954. Born on November 9, 1922, in Cleveland, Ohio, she began her career as a child performer and later transitioned to film, breaking racial barriers in Hollywood. Her success, however, came at a high emotional cost. She faced systemic racism and was often typecast in stereotypical roles, limiting her career opportunities. Her personal life was equally challenging, marked by a troubled marriage to restaurateur Jack Dennison and the birth of a daughter with special needs. The weight of these struggles led her to seek comfort in alcohol, which soon turned into a dependency. By the early 1960s, her career had declined, and she was plagued by financial difficulties. Her drinking worsened, affecting her physical health and emotional well-being. On September 8, 1965, she was found dead in her West Hollywood apartment. The official cause of death was a drug overdose, but her chronic alcohol abuse had undoubtedly played a role in her deteriorating health and tragic demise at the age of 42. Thelma Todd, the ice cream blonde who melted too soon. Nicknamed the Ice Cream Blonde for her platinum locks and creamy complexion, she was a comedic actress who lit up the screens in the late 1920s and early 1930s. Born on July 29, 1906, in Lawrence, Massachusetts, she gained fame for her roles in Hal Roach comedies, often starring alongside comedy legends like Laurel and Hardy. Her life, however, was far from comedic. She faced immense pressure to maintain her image as a glamorous starlet, which led her to seek solace in alcohol. Her drinking became a coping mechanism for the stress and loneliness that came with fame, affecting her personal relationships and career choices. In December 1935, her life took a tragic turn. She was found dead in her car, parked inside the garage of her lover Roland West's ex-wife, Jewel Carmen. The official cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. However, rumors swirled about possible foul play, fueled by her tumultuous love life and alleged ties to organized crime. While her death remains shrouded in mystery, her years of alcohol abuse had undoubtedly taken a toll on her emotional and physical health, making her more vulnerable to the tragic circumstances that led to her untimely death at the age of 29. Lupe VES, the Mexican Spitfire's final flame. Known as the Mexican Spitfire, she was a force of nature both on and off the screen. Born Maria Guadalupe Villalobos Velez on July 18, 1908, in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, she moved to the United States to pursue a career in entertainment. She quickly gained fame for her roles in films like The Gaucho, 1927, and Wolf Song, 1929, often portraying fiery and passionate characters. Her personal life was equally tempestuous, marked by high-profile relationships and marriages, including a tumultuous union with actor Johnny Weissmuller. The constant media scrutiny and the pressure to maintain her vivacious public persona led her to alcohol as a coping mechanism. Her drinking escalated over the years, affecting her career and contributing to the breakdown of her relationships. By the early 1940s, her career had waned, and she found herself grappling with personal issues, including an unplanned pregnancy from a relationship with actor Harold Ramond. On December 13, 1944, she was found dead in her Beverly Hills home. Her chronic alcohol abuse had undoubtedly played a role in her emotional turmoil, leading to her tragic end at the age of 36. Frances Farmer, the rebel soul crushed by the system. A talented actress with a rebellious streak, she was known for her beauty and intelligence, but became infamous for her clashes with studio executives and law enforcement. Born on September 19, 1913, in Seattle, Washington, she gained early fame for her role in Come and Get It, 1936, which showcased her natural talent and screen presence. However, her outspoken nature and refusal to conform to Hollywood norms made her a target for negative press and studio backlash. Her career took a nosedive, and she found solace in alcohol, which soon turned into a full-blown addiction. Her drinking led to erratic behavior, arrests, and eventually involuntary commitment to psychiatric institutions where she underwent electroconvulsive therapy. By the 1950s, her career was virtually over, and she lived in obscurity, working various jobs to make ends meet. Her health deteriorated rapidly, exacerbated by years of alcohol abuse and the physical and emotional toll of her institutionalizations. On August 1, 1970, she died of esophageal cancer in Indianapolis, Indiana. While the official cause of death was cancer, her years of alcohol abuse had significantly contributed to her declining health and tragic end at the age of 56. Peg Entwistle, the Broadway starlet who jumped off the Hollywood sign. A promising actress with roots in Broadway, she became famous not for her roles in films or plays, but for her tragic end. Born Millicent Lillian Entwistle on February 5, 1908, in Port Talbot, Wales, she moved to New York City to pursue a career in acting. She found moderate success on Broadway, but decided to try her luck in Hollywood, hoping for a breakthrough. Her Hollywood dream, however, quickly turned into a nightmare. She struggled to find meaningful roles and faced constant rejection, which took a toll on her mental health. The stress and disappointment led her to alcohol, which she used to numb her emotional pain. In September 1932, her life came to a tragic end. She climbed the Hollywoodland sign, then an advertisement for a housing development, and jumped off the letter H. She was only 24 years old. Her death note read, "I am afraid, I am a coward, I am sorry for everything." While her death was attributed to her mental health struggles, her alcohol abuse was a significant factor that exacerbated her emotional instability. Her story remains one of the most haunting tales of Hollywood, a stark reminder of the dark side of fame and the devastating impact it can have on young lives. Virginia Rapet, the silent film actress whose death shook Hollywood. A rising star in the silent film era, she was poised for greatness but met an untimely and controversial end. Born on July 7, 1895 in Chicago, Illinois, she moved to San Francisco as a young woman to pursue a career in modeling and acting. Her beauty and talent caught the eye of filmmakers, and she appeared in a series of short films, gradually making her way to Hollywood. Her life took a dark turn in 1921 during a party hosted by famous comedian Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle. She fell seriously ill at the event and died a few days later on September 9, 1921. Her death led to one of the first major Hollywood scandals, with Arbuckle accused of causing her death through sexual assault. Although he was eventually acquitted, the incident cast a long shadow over both their careers. While the exact circumstances of her death remain a subject of debate, it's widely acknowledged that her health was compromised by chronic cystitis, exacerbated by alcohol abuse. She was known to consume alcohol to cope with the pain from her condition, but the substance likely worsened her health and contributed to her tragic demise at the age of 26. Her story serves as a grim example of how the pressures of Hollywood fame, coupled with personal vulnerabilities, can lead to tragic outcomes, forever altering the course of promising young lives. Wallace Reed, the matinee idol consumed by addiction. A heartthrob of the silent film era, he was the epitome of the all-American hero on screen. Born on April 15, 1891 in St. Louis, Missouri, he quickly rose to stardom with his good looks and natural acting ability, starring in It's Like the Birth of a Nation at 1915 and The Roaring Road in 1919. Off-screen, however, he faced a battle that he couldn't win. During the filming of The Valley of the Giants in 1919, he was injured in a train wreck and prescribed morphine for his pain. The prescription turned into an addiction, one that he supplemented with alcohol as his tolerance for morphine grew. Despite his substance abuse, he continued to work at a frenetic pace, further damaging his already fragile health. His addiction became public knowledge, and the studio tried to help him by sending him to a sanitarium. However, the damage was done. His health deteriorated rapidly, and he was plagued by bouts of pneumonia and influenza, exacerbated by his weakened immune system due to years of substance abuse. On January 18, 1923, he died in a sanitarium in Pasadena, California, at the age of 31. The official cause of death was listed as influenza, but it was clear that his years of alcohol and morphine abuse had taken their toll, cutting short a promising career and life. John Gilbert, the silent film star, silenced by his demons. A leading man of the silent film era, he was often compared to greats like Rudolph Valentino for his romantic roles. Born John Cecil Pringle on July 10, 1897, in Logan, Utah, he gained fame for his collaborations with actress Greta Garbo in films like Flesh and the Devil, 1926, and Love, 1927. However, the advent of talkies proved to be his downfall. His voice didn't transition well to the new medium, and his career began to decline. This professional setback led him to seek solace in alcohol, which soon turned into a full-blown addiction. His drinking affected his ability to work, leading to fewer roles and a tarnished reputation. His personal life was equally tumultuous. He had a series of failed marriages and relationships, adding to his emotional turmoil. His health began to deteriorate due to his excessive drinking, leading to severe liver problems and other complications. On January 9, 1936, he died from a heart attack, exacerbated by his years of alcohol abuse. He was only 38 years old. His death marked the end of a career that had once been full of promise but was ultimately undone by the pressures of fame and his struggles with addiction. Bela Lugosi, the man behind Dracula's cape, best known for his iconic role as Count Dracula in the 1931 film Dracula, he was a Hungarian-American actor who became a legend in horror cinema. Born Bela Ferenc Dezo Blasco on October 20th, 1882, in Lugos, Hungary, he immigrated to the United States in 1920 and quickly found work in Hollywood. His portrayal of Dracula made him an instant star, but it also typecast him in horror roles, limiting his career opportunities. As the years passed, the roles became less frequent and less prestigious. This decline in his career led him to seek comfort in morphine and methadone, substances he initially used to treat chronic sciatica. His addiction worsened over time, affecting both his professional and personal life. Multiple attempts at rehabilitation failed, and his health deteriorated rapidly. He was virtually forgotten by the industry that once celebrated him, and he spent his final years in near obscurity. On August 16, 1956, he passed away in his Los Angeles apartment from a heart attack, but his years of substance abuse had undoubtedly contributed to his poor health. He was 73 years old. His life serves as a cautionary tale of the pitfalls of typecasting and the devastating effects of addiction, even for those who once stood at the pinnacle of Hollywood fame. Lou Tellegen, the dashing actor whose flame burned out too soon. A Dutch actor and director, he was once considered one of the most handsome men in Hollywood. Born on November 26, 1881 in Sint Edenrode, Netherlands, he moved to the United States and quickly became a sensation, starring in films like The Explorer, 1915, and The Victoria Cross, 1916. His good looks and charm couldn't protect him from the pitfalls of fame. The pressure to maintain his image and the competition for roles in a rapidly changing industry led him to seek comfort in alcohol. His drinking escalated into a serious problem, affecting both his career and personal life. His marriage to opera singer Geraldine Farrar ended in divorce, adding another layer of emotional distress. His career began to wane and roles became increasingly scarce. Financial difficulties followed, plunging him into a state of despair, a tragic end to a life that had once been filled with promise. He was 52 years old. His death shocked Hollywood and his fans, serving as a grim reminder of the destructive power of fame and addiction. Olive Thomas, the Ziegfeld Girl. A stunning beauty and one of the original Ziegfeld Foley's girls, she was on the cusp of major stardom. Born on October 20th, 1894 in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, she moved to New York City to pursue a career in modeling and acting. Her beauty quickly caught the eye of Florenz Ziegfeld, and she became one of his famed Ziegfeld girls. Her transition to films was seamless, and she starred in several silent films like The Flapper, 1920, and Everybody's Sweetheart, 1920. However, the pressures of her rapid rise to fame began to weigh on her. She married actor Jack Pickford, the younger brother of silent film star Mary Pickford, but the marriage was fraught with difficulties, including both of them engaging in excessive drinking. In a tragic turn of events, while on a second honeymoon in Paris, she ingested mercury bichloride, a toxic substance. The circumstances remain unclear, but it's widely believed to have been an accident, possibly fueled by her intoxicated state. She died on September 10, 1920, at the age of 25, just as her career was taking off. Her untimely death shocked Hollywood and her fans, and her story serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of fame and the destructive potential of substance abuse. As the spotlight dims on these tragic tales, you might be left wondering, what's the real cost of fame? These stories are not just footnotes in Hollywood history. They're cautionary tales that echo through time, reminding us that stardom has its dark side. But wait, there's more. If you thought these stories were shocking, you won't believe what's coming next. In the next video, we'll unravel the mysteries surrounding Hollywood's most scandalous affairs that led to unimaginable tragedies. Trust us, these are stories so sensational they could be movies themselves, but they're all shockingly true. So, If you're ready to dive even deeper into the hidden corners of Hollywood's past, stay tuned. The next chapter is one you won't want to miss, and it's coming your way next. Check out the next video to learn more.